right, all rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Welcome, everybody. At this time, we have Common Council is now in session. Let's see, if there's an emergency, please use the exit doors to your rear, down the steps to Washington Street. Or this side to the right, down the stairs to Washington Street. All right. Clerk, will you please call roll?
President ENDRES.
Here.
Alderperson KITTERMAN.
Here.
Hover. Here. BOLLMAN. Here. KRETZSCHMAR.
Here.
DWYER. Here. And BURTON. Here.
All right, we have 3 public hearings tonight. So the first one is public hearing for local law number 3, which is amending the Chapter 85A Buildings Vacant Code of the City of Rensselaer by adding Article 3, collection and relevy of unpaid vacant building registration fees, penalties, and administrative charges, and interest to achieve such purpose. All right, the public hearing to consider the adoption is now open. Is there anybody at this time wishing to speak in favor? Nobody? Go on up, state your name and your address, please.
My name is Miranda Gillen. I live at 15 Riverside Avenue. I more still have a question. This piece of legislation is regarding the absentee landlords in the city, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? No? Hearing none, that portion is closed. Anybody wishing to speak against? Hearing none, that portion is closed. All right. On behalf of the council, the chair wishes to thank you for making comments in favor for this thing, for this law. All right. On to public hearing number 2 for local law number 4. A local law to amend Chapter 101 of the Fire Prevention and Building Code, uniform of the City of Rensselaer, to add Section 101.20, collection and relevy of unpaid building and code enforcement fees, penalties, administrative charges, and interest. Anybody wishing to speak in favor of this? Hearing none, that portion is closed. Anybody wishing to speak in opposition to this? Hearing none, that portion is closed. All right, that's closed. Now on to the third and final is local law number 5. This is to adopt a new city crest, city flag, and the treasurer's office crest. Does anybody wish to speak in favor of this? Hearing none, that portion is closed. Anybody wish to speak in opposition to this? Hearing none, that portion is closed. All right, that concludes our public hearing for the evening. All right, do we have any speakers?
Yes. Miranda Gillen.
I think I've mostly said everything I want to say.
Oh, okay.
I've heard rumblings of, because of the whole like Rensselaer Rising project, I've heard rumblings of a group wanting to bring a skyline a la Albany's skyline to Rensselaer. And I don't know if that's even a real thing or not. And you know who told me that? Ken Zioli.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything regarding that, to be honest with you, but you never know. Anything, guys? Nothing? No. So there might not be any truth to that. It could just be rumors or scuttlebutt or what have you.
I just want to ensure that it never happens, because it's a terrible idea, and skylines, like Albany's, ruin cities.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. All right. Nobody else, right?
Nobody else.
All right. The chair will entertain a motion that the minutes be adopted as... Oh.
Levi, sign up to speak as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark, I don't have a sheet from you.
Sign up on the clipboard.
Come on up. We'll make it work.
you very much. Appreciate it.
I just wanted to provide a brief update for my
Just need your
town.
name and your address.
My name is Barbara Peggy. I live at 2008 10th Street in
Thank
Rensselaer.
you.
I just wanted to provide a quick update to the council about my time on the ledge and resolutions that impact our city. The first resolution, and I have copies here for you all. The first resolution was one honoring Brian Leahy. Brian's family came last night and we were able to read the resolution and honor him and his family last night. And so it was just honoring him for his contributions to the city of Rensselaer and his commitment for his time as an alderperson, but also what he did for community with Little League and the Alumni Association. And so it was very nice to have them. The second resolution was honoring the city's first responders who rescued a missing vulnerable adult on Christmas Eve. They received that honor, I believe, in February. Both of these two resolutions went in January, and they were sort of scheduled to be recognized when they had availability. And then the last resolution offered support for legislation moving through the current New York State Assembly called the Student Safety Parent Notification and Transparency Act, which is sponsored by Assemblyman Santa Barbara, who is the chairperson of the Disabilities Committee. This was a resolution that I brought forward, and it prohibits use of timeout boxes, requires same-day notification to parents where students are involved in something at school, and also requires parents have access to documentation, video, and anything related to the event, and also requires a third-party, independent third party to oversee parents' requests into getting information about events that happen at school for any students, but also students with disabilities who may be more vulnerable than others. So, wanted to pass that along to you all.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you. All right, the chair will entertain a motion that the minutes be adopted as printed, subject to correction by Alderperson Stacy and Diane. Any objections? No objections, so ordered. Communications,
No communications.
presentation of accounts.
I'll make a motion to waive the reading of the accounts.
I'll second.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dan.
Clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman.
Aye.
Hoover. Aye. BOLLMAN.
Aye.
KRETZSCHMAR.
Aye.
DWYER.
Aye.
BURTON. Aye. ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted. The chair will entertain a motion that all bills be referred to the auditing committee, and upon approval, all bills allowed and ordered paid by Stacy.
I'll second.
And Tim. All right, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman.
Aye.
Hoover. Aye. BOLLMAN.
Aye.
KRETZSCHMAR.
Aye.
DWYER. Aye. BURTON. Aye. ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted. Presentation of petitions.
There are no petitions,
Presentation of bids.
no bids.
Community and ward reports. Tim?
Quiet in Ward 1.
All right, Stacy?
Ward 2, not so much. I had one constituent who was asking about flood zones for her property. I did get our up-to-date ones from Bill. Printed out her FEMA designation and requirements. She was not happy that she is still in the flood zone, but she was happy to get the information. I got a complaint with one of the properties that's on our agenda tonight. They did clean up some of the mess that's there. There is some still there, so I'll be following up with Bill to make sure all of it's done. Cottage Hill, we did add that onto the John Street paving project, and I want to thank personally the DPW for cleaning up the mess that I cleaned up on the hill by my house. Okay,
All right.
that's all.
Sarah, Ward 3.
Yeah, so we had that bad water main break in January on 4th Street. The guys did come and try to patch it last week. I got a lot of complaints on it. something was up with laptop not setting. I talked to Norbert, he's coming back next week with a new truck full. It was some kind of snafu with the blacktop company.
Okay.
That's it.
Andrew?
Why I didn't work for it?
Diane?
I met with a resident from Highland Avenue. She has a ravine behind her yard, and there's a large drain, and it looked about 75% blocked. So we talked to Norbert. He's going to send the DPW up there, take a look, clean it out, and we'll go from there.
All right. Yeah?
Nothing new to report.
Okay. Presentation of claims.
There are no claims.
All right, on to resolutions.
Resolution number 1, sponsored by council as a whole. A resolution authorizing acceptance of the STRIVE program grant for the Rensselaer Police Department and authorizing the police chief to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the city of Troy, Rensselaer County District Attorney's Office, Unity House of Troy, Rensselaer County Sheriff's Department, and Rensselaer County Probation Department.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
BOLLMAN,
Aye.
KRETZSCHMAR,
Aye.
DWYER, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 2, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution amending the 2025-2026 budget, city clerk's office.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
BOLLMAN,
Aye.
KRETZSCHMAR,
Aye.
DWYER, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 3, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution authorizing transfer of equity from sewer fund to water fund.
Mr. President, I make a motion to table this resolution.
I second.
All right. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
BOLLMAN,
Aye.
KRETZSCHMAR,
Aye.
DWYER, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 4, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution authorizing the use and control of city property for specific purpose by the Cypress Shriners Recreation Department.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
BOLLMAN,
Aye.
KRETZSCHMAR,
Aye.
DWYER, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 5, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution appointing Andrea Lopez, James Casey, and James Van Voorst as members of the Board of Assessment Review.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
BOLLMAN,
Aye.
KRETZSCHMAR,
Aye.
DWYER, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 6, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a memorandum of agreement to share household hazardous waste collection and disposal services with the county of Rensselaer.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover, BOLLMAN, KRETZSCHMAR,
Aye.
DWYER, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 7, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution approving a full application to the Northern Border Regional Commission Timber for Transit Program.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
BOLLMAN,
Aye.
KRETZSCHMAR,
Aye.
DWYER, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 8, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution authorizing the execution of a temporary construction easement.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
BOLLMAN,
Aye.
KRETZSCHMAR,
Aye.
DWYER, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 9, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution authorizing the purchase of budgeting software from ClearGov and authorizing execution of agreement.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
Bowman,
Aye.
Kretschmar,
Aye.
Dwyer,
Aye.
Burton,
Aye.
ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 10, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution authorizing redistribution, sale, or abandonment of surplus city property pursuant to City Code Section 47-5 in the City Policy for Property and Vehicle Disposition, City Purchasing Department.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
Bowman,
Aye.
Kretschmar,
Aye.
Dwyer,
Aye.
Burton,
Aye.
ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 11, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution authorizing the reconveyance of parcels of land owned by the city of Rensselaer to the former owners.
Any question?
Mr. President, was there corrections that had to be made?
Yes, there was actually. There was, we had to change the, yes, the name on the estate to reflect, what we had there. I got the paperwork, I meant to. Yes, the name on the account that it's going to is, what we had there, 12. All right, instead of the estate of to Ann L., the estate of Ann L. Buck, it is going to John M. Buck and Michael M. Buck, or Michael O. Buck, I'm sorry, Michael O. Buck. And also, we need to add plus all fees, recording, buyback, and legal to that.
Okay. So if you want to make that amendment on the floor, then I can make the changes.
I'll make a motion to amend that.
I'll second.
Here's Eric and Ann.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so votes on
The amendment.
The amendment, yeah.
Clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
Bowman,
Aye.
Kretschmar,
Aye.
Dwyer, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Right. And then, any question on the resolution? All right. Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
Bowman,
Aye.
Kretschmar,
Aye.
Dwyer,
Aye.
Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 12, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution authorizing the implementation and funding in the first instance 100% of the federal aid and state Marchicelli program aid eligible cost of a transportation federal aid project and appropriating funds therefore.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
Bowman,
Aye.
Kretschmar,
Aye.
Dwyer, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 13, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution recognizing May 2nd and 3rd, 2026 as National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend in the city of Rensselaer.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
Bowman,
Aye.
Kretschmar,
Aye.
Dwyer, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 14, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution recognizing April 12th to the 18th, 2026 as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in the city of Rensselaer, in the city of Rensselaer.
Still, definitely in the city of Rensselaer.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman,
Aye.
Hover,
Aye.
Bowman,
Aye.
Kretschmar,
Aye.
Dwyer, Burton, ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 15, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution recognizing and honoring the week of May 10th to May 16th, 2026 as National Police Week in the city of Rensselaer.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman.
Aye.
Hover.
Aye.
Bowman.
Aye.
Kretschmar.
Aye.
Dwyer. Burton. ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Resolution number 16, sponsored by council as a whole, a resolution recognizing April 2026 as National Emergency Communications Month in the city of Rensselaer.
Any question? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman.
Aye.
Hover.
Aye.
Bowman.
Aye.
Kretschmar.
Aye.
Dwyer. Burton. ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
I'd like to make a motion to add resolution number 17 for authorizing the city of Rensselaer to change the exterior lighting color on the city-owned buildings from red, or to red, from April 26th to May 3rd, in honor of Light the Night for fallen firefighters.
I'll second.
All right, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman.
Aye.
Hover.
Aye.
Bowman.
Aye.
Kretschmar.
Aye.
Dwyer. Burton. ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to add a resolution.
Okay.
A resolution recognizing Virginia DeFlippy on the celebration of her 100th birthday. I'll second it.
Did we mess up? I think we skipped it. We have to motion to add it and we need to go on the actual subject. correct?
We'll go back and
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman.
Aye.
Hover.
Aye.
Bowman.
Aye.
Kretschmar.
Aye.
Dwyer. Burton. ENDRES.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion adopted. Any question on resolution number 17?
I think we skipped it again.
We'll do it
Just
right now.
adding them.
Right, we have to now go on.
Yeah, I just did.
Oh,
Any
okay.
question on
Okay,
number
sorry.
17?
Oh, that
None,
motion
hearing
is
none,
not-
clerk,
sorry.
please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman.
Aye.
Hover.
Aye.
Bowman.
Aye.
Kretschmar.
Aye.
Dwyer. Burton. ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted. Any question on number 18? No? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderperson Kitterman.
Aye.
Hover.
Aye.
Bowman. Kretschmar.
Aye.
Dwyer. Burton. ENDRES.
Aye.
7 in favor, none opposed.
Motion adopted. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I will.
All right. Seconded by?
Go ahead.
Second.
All right.
She beat you
Clerk,
to
please
it
call roll.
today.
Alderperson Kitterman.
Aye.
Hover.
Aye.
Bowman.
Aye.
Kretschmar.
Aye.
Dwyer. Burton. ENDRES.
Aye. Meeting is now closed. The next meeting will take place in these chambers May 6th, 6:30. Have a great night, everybody.
You too.